Gridiron, Frank Savino. It's not only about physical exercise. 2 weeks ago, we were in here and Frank loads us up. Everyone's in there in the squat racks. You know, and you're doing 3, do a set of 3, do a set of 5, and you know they're fairly light. Then all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 boom. And you look and you're like, whoa. Dirk, give me 10. Next group 10, next group 10. And I'm like, 10? If this is like a max lift, I don't even know if I can do 10. So on number 3, I'm struggling. Maybe I'm not that loose yet. And if you've done squats before, you know at number 3, and you got to get to 10, and you're struggling, you're hurting. You start to doubt yourself a little bit. Maybe your technique's a little bit off, right? Technique's very important. Now I'm getting to 7, and my legs are starting to shake. I can feel my lower back starting to spasm. And I'm like, all right, I got to grind this out. My stomach's getting a little queasy. And I grind out 10, and now I got to wait. My other 2 guys that are in my group that day, Nick and Ken, they've got to go. And I sit down over here, and I'm like, oh, man, feel a little nauseous. I'm really glad that's over. I don't feel well, but I got through it. I was pretty, happy with myself. Those guys go, Nick and Ken, and all of a sudden I hear Frank go, Dirk, another 10. And, I was, beat. And I kind of pride myself on not quitting, not being down, being optimistic, energized. And I was like, I can't do it, man. I wasn't talking to anybody else. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm not going to make it. I actually don't even want to try right now. And I guess I was talking out loud. And somehow the worst person to possibly hear that might be George Spanos. And George just looks at me and goes, don't ever fucking say that. Sure enough, I went back in there. And that, to me, sets the stage for what's going on here. What's going on at Gridiron. And why 30% of our organization spends 2 days a week here. Or more. It's a lot. Because Gridiron is a lot more than just physical exercise. Gridiron is teaching us personal life lessons and reinforcing the guidelines for organizational success. And those guidelines actually parallel many of the principles we hold true at Empire. The path to peak performance. It's through that self-imposed mental barrier. You've got to crush it. You've got to go through it. I can't. That's it. We all experience it. I experienced it that day, and I've experienced it a ton of times in here. Frank actually knows better. He's an expert. He has a better idea of what you can do than you can. But because it's the unknown, I've never done that before. I've never done that weight for 10 ever, and I've never done it twice. 2 sets of 10. The unknown scares all of us, and then you think, I can't. Peak performance is about breaking through that barrier. That's how you create milestones. When we're here at Gridiron, we're talking about achievement, not conjecture. We're taking action. We're actually doing something. The thing you realize when you have a group of like-minded people, optimistic, energized, and they're all together, your ability to exponentially improve, to achieve those milestones grows. George pushed me through that. I'm telling you, I wasn't making it. I was exhausted that day. It happens to all of us. But when you have that togetherness, that power of togetherness, really great things can be accomplished and accomplished much more swiftly. the guidelines, right? What do you mean you're getting the guidelines for organizational sustainability, for organizational success in some quote unquote meathead gym? Oh, you are. You are big time. First, no casual membership. Second, proven and reproven methods. And third, continuously redefining reality. Frank is not having any casual members in this gym. He only wants intense, focused, committed participants. He gets rid of members. Sounds a lot like Empire. We don't need casual hanger-oners. We need serious, focused, committed, intense participants. People that are willing to go do, to achieve, to break through those mental barriers. Proven and reproven methods. Frank has inherited a lineage of knowledge from an expert, Dr. Ken Leitzner. Ken Leitzner passed down this knowledge to Frank. Frank's then taken the knowledge that he's gained and he's sharing it with others. They're constantly tweaking and retweaking, assessing what's working the best, what's not. They're not leaving their guiding principles of progressive overload or high intensity. But they're always tweaking and retweaking to try to make sure they're maximizing the output of their participants.